Have you ever felt like you're full of potential, yet you're just standing still? You start everything with wild enthusiasm, but after just 3 days, that fire fades away and you compromise with yourself. I'll do it tomorrow. You see friends around you succeeding while you remain stuck with half-finished projects and nagging regret. It's not because you're incompetent, it's because you're trapped in the trap of procrastination. Today, I will tell you the story of Aran, a young man who changed his destiny through a priceless lesson from a Zen master. If you want to find the key to breaking laziness and mastering discipline, stay tuned until the very end. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so we can awaken our inner strength together every day. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled at the foot of a mountain, there lived a young man named Aran. He was naturally intelligent, sharp-minded, and harbored grand dreams of becoming the most talented master sculptor in the region. However, Aaron had a fatal flaw. He was extremely impatient and easily distracted by shimmering momentary pleasures. Every time he began a new project, Aaron was filled with passion for the first few days. But once the initial excitement wore off and practical difficulties arrived, he would start to sigh. He would look out the window, see birds flying freely, see his friends enjoying themselves, and then tell himself, "Oh, well, I'll do it tomorrow. Life is too short to suffer like this." Years passed, and Aaron's peers one by one became skilled craftsmen and wealthy merchants. Meanwhile, at 25, Aaron was still standing in the same spot with a pile of rotting wood in his yard and a soul full of unfinished plans. He began to feel desperate, believing he had no luck and was abandoned by fate. One day, hearing of an old Zen master living on the mountain peak, famous for helping people find their inner strength, Aaron decided to pack his bags and seek answers for his life. After half a day of exhausting climbing, he found the Zen master sitting quietly by a small stream. Strangely, the master was not chanting or meditating in the usual way. Instead, he was using a tiny spoon to scoop water from the stream and pour it into a massive stone jar. Aaron watched for a long time and found it ridiculous. He stepped forward and asked, "Master, why are you doing such a futile task? This jar is too large and the spoon is too small. When will you ever fill it? Why don't you use a bigger bucket?" The Zen master stopped, smiled kindly at the young man, and replied, "My son, I am not just pouring water into a jar, I am training my mind. Look at this jar. It is like the success of a human life. And this spoon is the small actions you take every day. You want to achieve great things, but you despise the small tasks. You want the jar full of water immediately, but you aren't patient enough to scoop the first spoonful. That is why you will forever be just a bystander watching the stream of life pass by while your hands remain empty." To help Aaron understand more deeply, the Zen master led him to a garden behind the temple where small bamboo shoots were just peeking out of the ground. He asked if Aaron knew about this bamboo, then slowly explained that for the first 4 years, this species hardly grows even a single centimeter above ground. The grower must water and fertilize it every day without seeing any results. An impatient person would think the seed was dead and give up. But in the 5th year, in just 6 weeks, the bamboo shoots up to over 20 meters tall. The master asked, "Did the bamboo grow 20 meters in 6 weeks or in 5 years?" Aaron thought for a moment and replied, "In 5 years, master. Because without those 4 years of rooting deep into the earth to find water and stability, it couldn't withstand the weight of 20 meters in height later on." The Zen master patted his shoulder. "Exactly. Your life is the same. Those times you work without seeing results, you aren't failing to progress, you are rooting. But laziness and distraction caused you to stop watering your seeds right before they could sprout." Before Aaron descended the mountain, the master gave him a small notebook and instructed him on 3 core rules to overcome laziness. The first is the 5-minute rule. Whenever you feel lazy, tell yourself you will only do that task for exactly 5 minutes. Once you start acting, the mental barrier will break, and you will have the momentum to continue. The second is the single-point rule. Don't chase 2 rabbits at once. When you are working, your mind must be entirely present there, not thinking about the results or other distractions. And the third is the worth of monotony. Success is not about brilliant leaps, but the disciplined repetition of boring tasks. The winner is the one who can endure monotony longer than anyone else. Aaron returned to the village with a completely different mindset. He no longer announced grand plans, but started by cleaning his cluttered woodshop. Every morning, before the sun rose, he spent 2 hours practicing the most basic techniques on scraps of wood. There were times when laziness surged, and a voice in his head whispered, "Taking one day off won't hurt." But immediately, he remembered the image of the Zen master with the tiny spoon by the stream and told himself, "Just 5 more minutes." The first month, no one noticed a change. The third month, people saw Aaron working harder, but his work was nothing special. By the second year, a miracle happened. A wooden statue carved by Aaron caused a court official passing by to stop in his tracks because of its exquisite detail and the soul radiating from every grain of wood. Aaron was no longer the lazy boy of the past. He had become a true master artisan. When asked for his secret, he only smiled. "I have no secret. I simply stopped chasing clouds and started learning how to scoop each spoonful of water into my jar." Aaron's story helps us reflect on ourselves through 3 profound lenses. First, laziness often stems from a lack of clear purpose or fear of a goal that is too large. The solution is to break it down into spoonfuls. Second, the power of accumulation reminds us that growth is not linear. The silent rooting phase is the most critical. And finally, discipline is true freedom. Only with discipline can we escape the slavery of momentary emotions to master our own lives. Time is a stream that flows continuously, waiting for no one. You can stand on the bank and complain, or you can pick up your spoon and start acting. Don't wait until you have motivation to work, because motivation is born from action. So, what is your next move? Don't plan for the whole year right now. Pick the smallest task you've been procrastinating on and commit to doing it for exactly 5 minutes right now. That is the first spoonful to fill your jar of success.